Hello, Madridistas. It's me once again. Uh, Welcome to another episode of my Real Madrid story. And this is a few minutes after the Real Madrid versus Mallorca game, the semi-final of the Supa Copa de Espana. And the game ended 3-0 in favor of Real Madrid. Excuse me. And we have a couple of interesting talking points. Why I personally believe the game itself was not interesting, except towards the 90th minute. There are some very interesting talking points that I would like to go over. One of which is Pablo Maffeo and his annual dance with Vini Jr. But it's okay, we expected it, and Vini almost fell for it again. So I would like to start with a couple of things, but before we get into that, please do not forget to like and do not forget to subscribe. Our first talking point, like I said, as always, is going to be Pablo Maffeo versus Vini. This guy's claim to fame, I believe, is his annual tussle, dance, whatever you want to call it, with Vini, where he seems to sort of play his best game and tries to get into Vini's head and get to be the villain when he's playing against Vini. Or we always see him as a villain anyway, us Real Madrid fans, and Mallorca fans see Vini as the villain. In this case, they are playing in a neutral ground. I say neutral because it's outside of Spain, but I put the air quote because it's in Jeddah, where majority of the population that loves football there are Madridistas, according to an absolute Real Madrid legend who came to the stadium to see the game in the person of Karim Benzema. I saw him, I miss him. It was really so good to see him. And like I said, we expected the fight. And I think Maffeo won to some extent because this was not a really good game from Vini by his standard. Yes, he has changed his hairstyle back to the Vini that we are accustomed to, but it wasn't a necessarily good game. I think he had like one successful sequence of dribble, the one where he scuffled the shot after beating Maffeo and the other guy that was tackling the near post. But other than that, he lost the ball a lot. He went down too easily on some occasions, and he did not get the call that he wanted. He got some, but he didn't get most of them anyway. And it wasn't a really good game from him. I would say the same of Mbappe as well. Mbappe started really well, was energetic, was lively, but as the game continued, he completely vanished. I could see why Ancelotti would want to leave him on the pitch, because it is good for them to get match fitness against in preparation for the Clasico on Sunday, which we hope to God we do win, because if we go by the standard of this game, there is the late goals that we are accustomed to as Real Madrid fans, but the game in general, nothing to write home about, and that's the honest truth. I am going to speak to also the fact that coming into this game, we were under some bit of pressure to win, because Barcelona had won their game almost comfortably yesterday, and there are some comical calls from the referee, but we're not going to get into that. This is not about Barcelona. This is majorly about Real Madrid and Pablo Maffeo, who is my favorite villain, by the way. We were under some sort of pressure to win this game, and I was really looking forward to the lineup. Was I disappointed? Definitely. We all know that Mbappe, Rodrygo, Vini, Bellingham so far has not worked this season, and I was expecting one of them to. I would rather have Bellingham not in the midfield role, but more not in the deep midfield role, but more in an advanced midfield role. He sort of started playing that way at the beginning of the game, but eventually we were just left with two people in the middle and then four in front. So it was like a 4-2-4 most times, and that was we could do that because we were mostly on the ball. So throughout the entire game, we were hardly ever in trouble. There were one or two sequences or occasions where there was a Kylarin header that I think he should have done better. That opportunity, he should have definitely converted it. But other than that, we were able to handle most of what was thrown at us. Courtois did not have to do much. So as the game wore on, it was you could fall asleep in this game. Honestly, there was no, and that was because Mallorca sat really, really deep, really, really deep. And if you know Arasate's team, this will not come to you as a surprise one bit. As a surprise one bit. The former Osasuna coach. So there was that. And like I said, the lineup and my issue of the balance, I could have loved for Ceballos to start this game. He did eventually come on later, himself and Brahim, and that's them being introduced really, really helped. Really, really helped. And that's when the goals started coming in. The second goal and the third goal after the 90th minute, and that was really, really good. Brahim especially, I was really, really impressed with the energy that he brought in and all that, which is something that I was looking forward to because, like I said, balance. The four of them, we've not figured it out, and knowing Ancelotti and knowing how stubborn he is, he's still going to play the same thing on Sunday against Barcelona. You don't expect Barcelona to sit deep. Will it work? We don't know. Did it work the first time we tried it? No. We were beating blue black. And I do not want him to try it again. I also need to speak to Mendy's role in this system. Honest to God, Mendy has been a faithful servant to Real Madrid this past 4 or 5 years. Yeah. But I feel like it's not Madrid quality anymore. He used to be very, like, we know he's a liability going forward. There's nothing he offers going forward. It's just a figure to complete the lineup going forward. And he used to be stable in defense. But he seems to have lost that since towards the end of last season, to the point where I would prefer Fran Garcia start over him. Fran Garcia is a liability at the back because he's not Mendy, but even Mendy is not Mendy. And at some point I was thinking that the first change I would have made was take away Mendy when Ceballos was coming in. Ceballos to go into the midfield, leave Valverde on, and then take Camavinga to the left. And maybe that would have changed the course of Vini's game. Maybe. Because that outlet that, especially going forward, that Camavinga offers and the assurance he offers when also in defense, will just help Vini, will just elevate Vini's game. But that did not happen today. And Vini was isolated most times. Even when Benzema drifts to the left, he was isolated against 2, against 3 people. And when we tried to create an overload, they compensated for it by moving almost all of their defense and shifting to that right-hand side, which is our own left-hand side of the attack and their own right-hand side of the defense. I have to speak to the possible injuries to Tchouaméni. That was scary. He did want to continue playing, but I was like, please take precaution. And because I'm in love with Raul Asencio, obviously, an opportunity to see Raul Asencio play, definitely. Take anybody you want to take out, let that boy in. That's a proper Sergio Ramos regen. We've always wanted somebody of that character, somebody of that cojones. Man, I miss Sergio Ramos a lot. So it was really good to see Raul Asencio come in, make those last ditch and very clean tackle before the ball gets to the opposition player. That he wins the ball cleanly. He's very aggressive, like a Rudiger type, but in the mode of proper Sergio Ramos. So it was really good to see. Honestly, really good to see. Really good to see. And then Bellingham was holding his hamstring after I think he made an interception or something. Hopefully nothing is wrong because this Real Madrid team without Bellingham, because none of them are in form right now. except for Jude. Except for Jude. It took him a while to find his goal scoring boots, and he has been consistent with scoring, except for the game before this one, where he did not feature. And even in the Valencia, okay, no, he scored in the Valencia game. What am I saying? He scored the winning goal. So yeah, really, really happy to have him back. It was the game that we played before going on the Christmas break that he didn't feature in. So the next talking point for me would be the support from Madridistas in Jeddah. Like I said, that's it, Real Madrid home, proper Real Madrid home. Okay, so we'll see what that support is going to look like on Sunday when we're playing against Barcelona. And as you would expect, a game against a team where Pablo Maffeo is going to be is a player. Expect it to end in the tussle at the end. I still haven't figured out even right now. So if you see me looking to see left of my screen, which will write to you because it's a mirror image and superimposed. I'm still trying to figure out what happened. What happened exactly? I know it's an issue between Maffeo and Asencio, and any opportunity to bully and make fun of Maffeo, definitely. You play with the bull, you get the on. Definitely. And I just have to say, I'm in love with Asencio. I mean, it's not just his footballing abilities, the kind of energy and spirit he brings, the way he defends Vini. We've always been like, we know for a fact that a lot of teams will not try this rubbish if Sergio Ramos was still in the team. You won't. You just would not do that. And we're missing that. Bellingham has some bit of it, but he's an Englishman, so he's being careful. He doesn't want to be hated. Like, honestly, Asencio doesn't give a fuck, and I like that. And I really like that. So, anyway, those are the talking points. Nothing much to say. Like I said, if you didn't watch the game, you did not miss much. Just go on Twitter, on YouTube, go and watch the highlights, and just see the goals. The standout performer for me, honestly, that impressed me is Brahim, even though he played like less than 10 minutes. Yeah, so he's the one person that impressed me. Couture did not have to do much. Great cross from Lord Vasquez. May he be pleased, by the way, for Rodrygo, and that was risky from Rodrygo. I like that. That was hunger there. That third goal showed real good hunger. Waxed lyrical of Asencio. Great partnership with Rudiger, Mendy. Ceballos came in, controlled the ball. He had one sequence where, dude, you got in the ball, move forward. Wanted to dribble back and they lost the ball, but we eventually won it back. But Camavinga, dude, you need to learn to shoot properly. Because you get opportunities to shoot. Babade did not necessarily do well. It was quite invincible in this game. Mallorca were smart. They did not give him opportunity to shoot from distance. So there's that. And so I think that's everyone. Great goal from Jude Bellingham. Anyway, today, nothing spectacular from the front four. Honestly, Jude broke the deadlock, which we're grateful for. And Brahim, that sequence, the connection that we are missing that we want to see between Vini and Mbappe, and Bellingham and Mbappe, it's looking like it is almost cemented between Mbappe and Brahim, because those two, they play well together. Look at that goal. Look at the sequence of play and exchanges of passes, and that understanding of Mbappe's movement that resulted in Marco Valiant putting the ball in his own net. Like, just amazing. Anyway, thank you as always. Appreciate the views, appreciate the subscription, and keep doing that. Invite other Madridistas as well to continue following and listening to this. Till we meet again. Ala Madrid.